blah blah. Right. I think I'll just wet my paper first, I think. There's no, I've not done a drawing today. I ran out of lead, there's no lead in my pencil, so I didn't do a drawing today. I don't think it's going to matter. Totally ran out of lead. There we are. In fact, let's have that way, because that's going to be a path there. There, let's get a bit of brown into that now. I'll mix a bit of light red into this yellow. Down there and all. Tin like that. That's it. To there, like that. A bit of light red. So in there. I suppose this really, it's not. This ain't really a sky, it's background trees and stuff. It's quite faint. That's all I need. Oh, this is watery. Oh, this is going to be like too watery. These are all my background trees and stuff. Oh, there's a lot of water on this paper. Plenty of stuff in. It's all going to fade back anyway. I'll have to re-stretch this paper in a minute. In fact, I'm going to have to take that off. That's not helping nothing anymore. Cross, that's better. Yeah, that's it. I'll get some thicker ones now. Nice thicker ones coming in, sort of a bit closer like that. Loads of twigs and stuff up there. Just do that for that. Can I lose down bottom and all really? So that. All representing twigs and stuff. I can. Yeah, nice walking in it. Some of them fat bits there. Just as it's drying, I'm just adding more and more in. Every time it dries back, I'll stick another one on. Seems to be a doing job. So biggish one here. See, it's dead enjoyable. This just gets you singing. Just that one coming in out of there like that. Let's see another one there. In fact, let's do that again on this side. That's something coming in from the side there. Why not? Mixed in there. So another one. That one. Come on there, leaning out that way. And then I'll have one about there. Hopefully that's sort of give me the look I'm after. Let's try and just pop in a few extra bits, twigs and stuff with that, perhaps like that. And probably down here and all in these bottom bits. Not much paint on my brush at that. A little bit, not much at all. There we are, something like that. Now, shall I just drag across? Get an impression of some sort of a path, perhaps. Maybe it's. Yeah, no, looks nice, doesn't it? That's some light. There, right. Coffee. Right, I think I'll go to a smaller brush now. Right, put in a bit of a thicker tree now, perhaps. So let's have a go. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to have a closer one about there. That's okay, that's looking pretty good, I think. And then I think I'll come in that side there, like that. I'll just catch that. I think I'll have that as a bush in a minute. Oh, my paper's just flopping about. I'll move it over a bit. Right, so that's that. I'm having mist light coming in this way, so I'm going to darken this side a bit. What's there? Just sort out a bit of something coming out there. Maybe it's a bit of something about there, perhaps, something like that. There, a little one there. That's it. There. Let's get. I might mix up some orange. I reckon some orange would look nice. Get some orange on my brush. I reckon a nice bit of bright orange will look brilliant. So look at that then. Yeah, like that. What I might do, go into yellow. Mix that orange into some yellow. Just getting it really, really bright, that's it, and then just get some yellows in there like that. That's it. Going into Payne's Grey and Bontumber now. What's that? I've done that. Get me a big brush and maybe just pull that out into some, well, into my path, I think. Pull that out into my path. Why not? Plenty of water on brush. Pull it across. Make a nice path colour, I suppose. That's that. Let's come in this side. Let me mix some green in for this side. So let's try this. Looks quite nice. I've got some green for this side, so I think if I start up there. That. That's it, and then shall I take it back into a bit of a slight orangey colour perhaps? It's just got a sort of greeny brown colour, but it's quite nice, so I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to pop that in there. So I'm going to take that right into there. Bring it down into there, something like that. Maybe in the bottom of there, and I'll use that as a bit of grass and stuff. That's that. And then this big brush. Well, I've got this dark colour on. I'll just just add a bit more into the back of there. That's it. Right, so this one got my dark side on this side. Could have used my bigger brush for this really. So that's more or less Payne's Grey, then into Burnt Umber. It's looking nice, isn't it? Right, then I think I'll mix that Burnt Umber and mixed it with some Chinese white. See what that looks like. Give me my light side there. Burnt Umber and Chinese white. Just down there like that. Take that through to there. And then as it dries, in fact actually I think, don't think I want down that far. I'll leave it now, I've done it. So that's that. Shall I just pop one on it? Let's just have a branch coming off up there perhaps. A smaller brush. That's coming off up there and maybe over there and there. Like that, maybe as well that one there. That looks nice. And then I might just put a rogue one there like that. There. That's pretty. Yeah, man. There we are. Same again. As that's drying, we can get some really dark. Start popping. I think I'll pop it in up here first, and then it seems to be dripping down. So let it drip down. That's just all that is really. Is just a fat paint, just fat enough so it can soak right in. I've gone from jet black or Payne's Grey, should I say, into a bit Burnt Umber, and back into something like that black again. Oh. Just showing light coming in that way then, like you see. Oh, I'll probably even pop a little bit down there, I think. Why not? There we are. And I think I'm going to come back into this bit and all, a bit more in there. It's still drying, so it's still sopping. Well, sounds a band. Right then. Just looking and thinking, there's no rush. I don't want to waste too much of time, but I don't need to rush either, so I was thinking, I think I'll have a little jobbo in there. I think I'll have one in there. And I think I'll have a little jobbo in there and all. Yeah. Couple of jobbos. And let's put some little twigs and stuff in and all. There's always little twigs and stuff everywhere, isn't there? Oh, something like that. What colour have I got on here? That's still that brownish colour, so take it to a slight bit of green, and I'm just going to cover up a couple of these bits with a bit of this greeny colour, just to set it back in it a bit. And same on this one, I'll just, in fact no, that one I'm going to leave. That one I think I'll leave and all. That one I might even pop in a bit of it. A couple of them in on that one. That's okay in here. There. Obviously, There you are. Right, I like this where that's all dripped. I like that. Looks nice. Does that look like the top brow of a bit of an hill perhaps? So I might try and keep that. Right. I think now I'm going to a bit of a dry perhaps. Yeah. Nice. Right. Let me see. What colour shall I go with? I think I'm going to go back to a greeny colour and have some bushes in here. So I'll go to this greeny colour. I've got a right nice green colour mixed up here. It looks lovely. Oh, in fact, some orange is just mixed in with that and it's made a different colour. It's a weird colour, but it's really nice. Probably can't see it that well on top of that, to be fair, but it's really nice. Got some bits of grasses and all in here, I think. And just bring this colour in here. Yes. I can come into here or do what I want at the minute. I'm going to have to come in and darken this anyway. So that's that. Right, I'm going to have to darken it, so darken it with a bit of black, I think. Oh, yeah, it's Payne's Grey and Bond Umber in there now. I've got to darken it. It's pity because I'm losing some of this colour, but I've got to darken it so it looks like a. What's it not even look like a bush? So. I'm mumbling. I'm getting quieter and quieter as I'm mumbling. You get into it, you start mumbling, you start going quieter and a bit quieter, and next before you know it, you're mumbling. Right, so that's that. Right, I think what I might do is a bit of some of this sort of stuff. Like that. But I think I might have a nice little just a couple of light bits in there as well, where light's hitting. Not good very much. And a couple of bits of grasses in there and all. Couldn't even stick a little rock in. Can I get a little rock in there? Bet I can. Some little rocks in there. Yeah, and then at the base of my rocks I like to put a few little grasses in. This, don't know where it is, found it. No idea where it is. Tell you what I could do, bring this down to some points like that. Oh. And that'll look like little grasses and all, look at that. Just taking that down into a few points there. And then a few in there as well, a few little grassy bits in there. Before you know it, looks like we've got a bit of grass in it. Right, that's that. Now then. Right, well, nearly done. What are we on? 18 minutes. I keep taking up loads too much of your time. So now, what I think I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to have some green. Some dark green down here, like that. And then I'm going to gradually mix in Bontumber, like that. texture. Paint's great. Paint's grey and burnt umber mix. Yeah. More is green. I'm gonna get scratch some barking on this one, I think. That's a bit of bark. And then I think what I'm going to do, just mix what colour I've got there into some Chinese white. I think I might try and keep my brush dry, and then I can get that sort of scrapey pattern like that. Look, looks nice, doesn't it? That's it, so that's that tree. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring just a branch out, just about there, that looks nice, doesn't it? Out there, like that. And then maybe it's a little twig coming off that. Going in front of that one. Some blobs of paint splash there now. Look at that. Probably don't want that. I don't think it's going to affect out. God knows. Didn't particularly want red blobs of paint. I tell you what, I'll show you what you can do with that. There we are, it's gone. All this splodgy background, I don't think it's going to make any difference. There you are, that's some twigs. Oh. Okay. Right, so I've got that now. Now then, bring that down there. Make that look like a bit of bark. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking quite nice to me. Right, now then. Right, 22 minutes. I really don't want to take up too much of your time, but there's just a little trick I wanted to show you. Let's come in here with a bit of this, just soften some of this in. Put down here, just into this path here, really. Like that. That'll do, I think that looks like a path, doesn't it? There we are, that's a bit more path. Maybe this is a bit in there, like that, coming in. Oh, there's a bit of shadow coming off there. In fact, that can be my shadow there then. So my shadow coming off there like that. It's coming across my path there like that. And off these bushes and all that. Into a shadow. And a bit, say a bit of green in there and all that. A bit of yellow in this one. Right, now then. What's on this brush? Let's wash this brush. Actually, it's 24 minutes. Put some grasses in there, like that. And then some darker greens. Yeah, let's have some of this browny stuff, that looks nice. Bit of that in there, like that. That looks nice. A couple of grassy bits in there. want to show you something, if I can do it. Let's have a look. So I've got a really dark mucky colour in here. It's come down there like that. Down there like that. Just in the side of that tree there like that. And it's just to sort of take that dark across there, look. I'll scratch some bits in there, across there. See how I've now brought the edge of that tree into thing there, so you can now see it. See that? That's what I mean. That's what I could do and all. This side here. Actually, it looked alright fuzzy, but I can strengthen that one up a bit if I want. Well, brings that tree a bit closer. Oh, I'll tell you what I could do. What I think will benefit is that orange. Some of that bright orange. I think just a bit of, not too much. Get some yellow back into that. That's it. Just to bring that a bit closer. It looked a bit not quite fluffy enough, that one. So I'll just fluff them edges up a bit. That's better. So that's that. One more thing that we're going to do. One more little thing. Just a few little bits of highlights outside here. This will fade back as it dries. This looks quite strong at the minute, but it will fade back. That's just a couple of highlights on there. And there's some down here as well. Maybe it's on here, right at the edge. Quite a bit. Just some little highlight. That's just a bit of Chinese white, that. Just adding a bit of barky textures in. I don't know whether to. Yeah, let's get a bit on here because there's this. It's gone a bit blurry up here, look. So if I put a bit in there, it'll re-establish a bit of that. There we are. Let's just bring again that a bit of texture. I did that actually now. And I'll soften a bit more in down here. There we are. I'll say it's done just to save time. You could put a little bloke in there, walking his dog or something, but I think I just don't want to take up too much of your time. I might, you know what I might do? Just from some of these trees over here, I might just put a couple of shadows in. Just a couple of shadows and stuff in its path, something like that. Just a few little bits, soften them off. That's it. They're just little shadows from these trees and that over this side because my sun's coming in that way, branches and stuff. Keep that looking a bit like a path there. I think that's about done. That's just a really quick and easy one, that one. So, wash my brushes out. I'm not even going to bother putting Peter and Paul in that. I suppose I could fit. In fact, I might put a beady in it later because I don't think there's anywhere dry. I'll put it down there in a bit when it dries. Right. City on beach. Wah wah.